Alright, Shalom, Yasha, back with another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kwadash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and who rule well, and a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best of your ability. And me and the brother Isaiah was able to get up today, and we're just going to go into a lesson on how the Yahweh, who the word he calls God, who's so-called black man, is the one that's killing. You see, I'm going to say that again. Yahweh, who the word he calls God, who's so-called black man, is the one that's killing. So without further ado, we're going to grab our first precept.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth.
Allah killeth.
The Lord killeth.
Buddha killeth.
The Lord killeth.
Santa Maria killeth.
This is 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai killeth.
Last one, Baphomet killeth.
The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai killeth.
Right, so the Lord, Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God, who's so-called black man, he's the one that's killing. You see, so when you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans died by the way of a house fire, it was the Lord who killed you. You see, if you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans die by the way of a plane crash or a car crash, it was Yahweh that killed you. Mm-hmm. You see, if you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans die by the way of an aneurysm or a heart attack or a stroke, it was Yahweh who killed you, who put you to death. If you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans die by the way of these brutal animals eating you to death, it was Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God, who killed you. You see, so Yahweh is the one that's behind the mask, who's putting you so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans to death.
Yeah, you see all these great, you see these planes going down. You see these different people dying in car crashes. You see these hands up, don't shoot. Jake, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans getting shot in the back. That was Yahweh Shema Shai who killed him. You got a lot of these people say, "Oh, the devil took my baby."
Mm-hmm.
It was the Lord who took your baby. Why? Because your baby was wicked.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is the judge on the earth. And He executes judgment.
God.
This is 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai killeth and maketh alive.
Right, it said and maketh alive. So Yahweh, Yahushai, they're the one that's killing, and they're the ones that's also making alive. You see, so if you survived that house fire, it was Yahweh, Yahushai that kept you alive. If you survived that aneurysm or that stroke or that heart attack, it was Yahweh, Yahushai that kept you alive. If you survived that plane crash or that car crash, it was Yahweh, Yahushai that kept you alive. You see, so Yahweh, Yahushai, you see the powers of the Bible, they're the ones that's killing and making alive. Read it from the top again, but you got a precept?
No, this is 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Mm-hmm.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
Right, so Yahweh, Yahushai, they bring them down to the grave. Meaning what? They'll bring you down to a low point. You see? And that's what they did with the nation of Israel, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latino, and Americans, who are the real biblical Hebrew Israelites. You see, they brought us down to a low point. They brought us down to nothing. You see, in the same way they brought us down to nothing, to that low point, is the same way they're going to bring us up to something. You see, they're going to put us on that high pedestal. You see, to be back on top again, to be back in power. You see, to be the kings of the earth again. So Yahweh, Yahushai, they bring us down to the grave and they bring us up. They kill and they make us alive.
Mm-hmm. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39, and it reads, it says, "See now that I, even I am He."
Right. See now that I. So I can read that again.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and 39. "See now that I, even I am He,
mm-hmm.
and there is no God with me."
Right. So there is no power with Yahweh, Yahushai. You see, Allah is not with Yahweh, Yahushai. Buddha is not with Yahweh, Yahushai. The Hindu god of Shiva is not with Yahweh, Yahushai. You Santa Maria is not with Yahweh, Yahushai. None of these false gods are with Yahweh, Yahushai. Why? Because they stand alone. Read on.
That's right. And it reads Deuteronomy 32 and 39. I'm going to start from the top. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive.
Right. So going back to 1 Samuel 2:6, just backing it up. It said, I kill. You see, so Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, they're the ones that's killing. They're the ones that's putting you so-called Negroes, Latino, and the Americans to death. You see, they're the ones that's putting these heathen nations to death when they get put to death.
Yahweh Shema Shai is the one that's going to bring all this terrible death and destruction that the men of the Lord out there prophesying about through the famine. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are going to die by famine. People are going to die in the race wars.
FEMA camps.
Martial
law.
You know, and ultimately billions of people are going to die by those ICBM nuclear missiles, you know. And who sanctioned all that? Who ordained that? The Lord, you know. It said that He's the only power. He's the one that's giving out death certificates, you know.
Right, and it said, so I can read that from the top one more time, so like it.
Yeah, it's Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive.
Right, it said, and I make alive. So like those brothers, like the brother was going into, you see in the upcoming times, you know, the bad times and destructions coming to America, such as the famine. You see,
the race riot,
the famine of food and thirst, the race riots, martial law, and so forth on. If you survive all that stuff, it's because what? Ultimately, Yahweh Shai kept you alive through all of that.
Yep. And it reads, I wound and I heal.
Right. Yahweh Shai, they're the ones that's wounding. You see, so if you break your arm or you break your leg, you know, you break your hip, your wrist, or whatever the case may be, it's Yahweh Shai that wounded you.
That's right. And it reads, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
So like, and it said, read that from the top one more time.
I wound and I heal. It says Deuteronomy 32 and 39. It says, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal.
Right, and I heal. So when you heal from that wound, you know, from you breaking your wrist or your hip or your leg or your arm or whatever the case may be, it was Yahweh Shai that healed you from that wound. Read on.
That's right. It says, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Right, and there is nobody that can deliver you out of Yahweh Shai's hand. You see, so when Yahweh Shai got that eye set on you to take you out, you see, can't nobody deliver you out of his hand, meaning what? They can't deliver you from that judgment that's getting ready to come upon you.
That's right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 20, and it reads, He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, belongeth the issues from death. You know, so what? He that is our power. We're talking about the power of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Yahweh Shema Shai. Once again, you people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. It says, I'm going to read that again. It says, this is Psalm 68 and 20. It says, He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto Yahweh, the Lord, belongeth the issues of death. Yes, so Yahweh Shema Shai is the one who sanctions for someone to be put to death, you know? He can have, Yahweh Shema Shai can have a set point when he's going to kill, or he's going to bring judgment upon someone, and they end up dying. It was Yahweh Shema Shai that issued that, you know? He put the spirit, he gave the order, and one of his death angels played it out, you know? You said you want one more?
Yeah, that Job 4:7.
God. So it's Yahweh Shema Shai that has the power to kill you, to give you life, you know? No other entity has the power, you know?
That's right.
Like that song, I got the power. Yeah, Yahweh Shema Shai, yeah, he has the power. This is Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish being innocent.
Right, whoever perish being innocent. Nobody, you see, because everybody who was ever put to death, it was because what? They was being wicked ultimately. And ultimately it was because they were going against the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible. You see, because they won't hearken unto Yahweh Shai's word.
Yeah, Yahweh Shema Shai, you know, he lives, you know, it tells you in that Deuteronomy 32 and 40 that he lifted up his hand and that he lives forever, right? So Yahweh Shema Shai remembers the iniquities that you might have think you got away with in your past life. That's why you got kids, you know, they might be born blind, they might be born with some disease, you know? Why? Because that's ultimately the Lord judging them. You might have a baby who dies in a car crash. You might have, you got a lot of these babies who died through Planned Parenthood. That was judgment from the Lord. Why? Because they say that those babies feel that death, that pain that they're going through. So that's ultimately Yahweh Shema Shai judging them.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Job 4:7, remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, so no one has ever perished being innocent. Why? Because they have always been judged for their wickedness,
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh Shema Shai is the judge, That's why he's the judge, ruler, and executioner,
Mm-hmm.
It says, or where were the righteous cut off? Yeah, Yahweh Shema Shai has never cut off the righteous, If you were righteous, Yahweh Shema Shai, gave your reward in righteousness, But basically, you might have a 2-year-old child, you're like, oh, the devil took my baby. It was Yahweh Shema Shai. Why? Because that baby was wicked, he wasn't righteous.
Mm-hmm.
And he might be paying for sins in his past life, It's ultimately up to the Lord. You want to say anything else?
That's it.
I'm going to close out.
So with that, I hope you've been edified. It's been another GMS on the go. This is the Raleigh, North Carolina camp. Before we go any further, we'd like to give all honor, all glory, and all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kodash. Next up, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone from teaching us this truth according to the Bible and rule well, and a double shalom to all the sincere Akim throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity to the best ability. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.